What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Belle Collective. I was gonna say Married to Medicine. This is Belle Collective season 2, episode 3. So we are still at the brunch, and Letitia is trying to make peace. She done bought hair goddess in to talk to Marie Antoinette or Marie Monroe, whatever the child calling herself. And at the end of the day, Marie said, listen, I talked to her if she owned up to what she did to me. Now, hair goddess walked up in there and was like, I ain't do nothing to you. And before it could go any further, Marie was like, you know what, I can't talk to her. If she didn't come in here to apologize, or she didn't come in here to acknowledge and take ownership of what she did to me, then this conversation is over. It's mute. It's done. It's finite. I don't have nothing to say to her. She don't need to have nothing to say to me. And Letitia is like, but girl, I'm trying to make peace. Like, what is the problem? And Marie was like, ain't no peace to be made. If she won't admit that she did something to me, then there's no peace to be made. So Marie leaves. Letitia go in the bathroom and cry. And hair goddess go back to the brunch like, girl, I don't even know what the problem is because I tried. Now listen, let me explain something to y'all. I know everybody want to be mad at Marie, and everybody want to act like Marie did something to these people. But let me tell you something. This is a perfect example of when people tell you they need to leave, let them freaking leave. Marie said, listen, I am not feeling this, okay? I'm not going to play your game. I'm abstaining from the game. I'm passing. I'm trying to be nice. It's the best I can do, okay? You want me to be nice to these people, and I am not in that space. I came to support you. You know I'm not really rocking with her. And this one over here got a whole stank attitude that I ain't even understanding yet. So rather than me ruin your event, it is best for me to excuse myself. Y'all should have let her leave. She tried to leave. And maybe I understand Marie because Marie is me and I am her. When I got an attitude, I just got an attitude. When I'm mad at somebody, I'm just mad at them. And I can't sit here and play nice with y'all. I can't sit here and pretend like I'm cool with somebody that I'm not cool with. And when I get up and say, you know what? I probably need to leave. You know what you probably need to do? Let them leave. Now, I don't think me and Maria are the same sign. I'm a Cancer. I don't know if we the same sign, but I'm telling you now, when I tell you I need to leave, leave. And if you feel like I got an attitude, I probably do. And just call me and ask me about it later. I ain't mad at Marie. Now, Akeisha done left. She said, this is the worst event that I have ever been to in my life. I ain't never seen no mess like this in my life before. And let me just get the hell up out of here. So, listen. I'm sorry that things didn't go well for you, Letitia. I'm sorry that the event did not work out the way you had planned. There was no empowering going on. But listen, I'm not putting this one on Marie. I'm just not. So then we have the two couples. We got Gucci, the Gucci lady and her husband. And we got hair goddess and Zaddy. And they done went out doing some, I don't know, it's not ATV, and I don't know what these vehicles are. But they riding around, and basically we see them sit down, and they're talking. And they're just trying to, really talk about what happened at the brunch, and how Marie really felt like hair goddess came for her. And she was like, I ain't do nothing to that woman. I don't know what she's talking about. So then they was talking about Miss Akeisha and her dirty plate and her burnt waffles and her crispy ass bacon. Now listen. Again, I think Akeisha was doing a lot. I think she was doing too much. But them waffles were burnt. They was nasty. They ain't look like nothing I wanted. I'm just saying. They look burnt. Then we have the conversation about Zaddy wanting a baby. And, listen, hair goddess don't want no baby. I'm not saying she won't change her mind. She may absolutely change her mind. But right now, in this space, in this moment, she don't want no baby. Now, Zaddy want a baby. And I don't know if that's a deal breaker for them. And they really do need to have a real honest conversation about where they are when it comes to babies. Now, I don't know if she said she would have a child and now she done changed her mind. I don't know if he gave her like a certain timeline and the timeline has exceeded and it's time for her to have a baby. I don't know. But he is not letting up on this whole baby thing, and neither is she. So they are really at an impasse, real talk, and they really need to figure this out. Later on in the episode, we see hair goddess talking to her mama, and her mama, the first thing out her mama's mouth was, well, you married your daddy. And then she went on to talk about her father and how her father sort of abandoned them, and when her father left the family, the brothers kind of stepped up, and the way they stepped up was they were out in them streets, probably, doing what they had to do to get the bills paid, make sure that mama had everything taken care of, which led them to jail and death. And her thing is, I have abandonment issues, and I'm not really trying to bring a child into this situation. Like, that's just not where I am. And I thought it was a good conversation she had with her mom. And her mom told her, listen, you got to do what's best for you. Like, I know Zaddy want a baby, but if that's not where you are and that's not what you're ready for, don't let nobody pressure you into, doing something you're not ready to do. I don't get the impression that she really crazy about Zaddy, because when she said you married your father and that's the same man that left her hanging with them children, I don't feel like that wasn't an endorsement. But daughters do tend to marry their fathers, good, bad, or indifferent. Then we see Tambra meeting up with Akeisha, and Akeisha said, girl, listen, I don't know what kind of hood situation you invited me to, but that is not even how I play. That's not what I do. I don't play them kinds of games. That's not how I roll. I came here for empowerment. I came here to get my situation, my project going down to the street, and have my family business open back up and all that good stuff. And that is just not what I was looking for. And again, I don't particularly like how Akeisha feels like she got to put other people down and all that good stuff. But as far as that brunch was concerned, y'all can't be mad at her for feeling how she feel about that brunch, okay? Her plate was dirty. Her waffles was burnt. The people was screaming and hollering and yelling. And it was a lot going on at that brunch for a bunch of people you don't really know like that. You got to be honest. Then Tambra started talking about her fertility situation. And we found out that Akeisha had some fertility issues, and how her and her husband, they did end up having 2 children naturally, but it was a struggle. It was hard. She had a lot of miscarriages. I've said a million times that, the world gives us a unhealthy view of what pregnancy is for women. They make it seem like a woman has sex and she gets pregnant. She has this great pregnancy for 9 months, and then she has a baby and everything is well, and there's never any problems and there's never any complications, and that's just not the reality. We also found out that, Tambra and Akeisha have known each other since high school. So Akeisha knows Tambra's man. Now, she didn't know they was back together. And I guess her thing is, why is she with this man? She'd have been with this man for 5,672 years, and he ain't put no ring on her finger. And I couldn't do it. Like, I'm not really understanding what she going on here. But listen, if she like it, I love it, because it really don't have nothing to do with me in the grand scheme of things. Which, I guess. So then we see Letitia meet up with Akeisha, for them to sort of clear the air. And Letitia was like, well, I really thought that, you were coming to empower, and I just felt like you were being real petty, and I felt like you were being real negative, and, you came in there with a nasty attitude. And Akeisha was like, girl, I didn't come in there with no nasty attitude. I mean, I got there, and that's not what I expected. Like, when you said empowerment brunch, I thought it was going to be a room full of the movers and shakers. And she kept saying, the who's who and the movers and shakers. So she thought that she was walking into a room of influencers of Jackson society. She said, and I get up in there, and it's like 5 people, and I just, and so them, it's the 5 people, and they fighting. Like, it was a lot. That's not what I'm used to. And Letitia just kept saying, well, you were this and you were negative, and you were this and you were this and you were that. And again, I think both of them were making some valid points, but I felt like Letitia did not own her part in it. Letitia did not own the fact that, yeah, it turned into a shit show. Like, I think you need to acknowledge that, Letitia, whether you want to blame Marie or not, it turned into a shit show. And you can't really be that mad at Akeisha for feeling the way she feel. That was her first event. That was her first time around y'all, and that's what it turned into. Like, you can't really be that mad at her. But they, they made a truce. They agreed to, work through whatever they need to work through, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Now, Marie, had to bury the mother of her grandson's child, and she ended up having a lupus flare, and her girl Essie came to check on her honey. And they basically were just talking about what's going on with Marie and the brunch. And we found out that she's still dealing with this husband. She buying him a Rolex, is talking about something. Well, I did promise him a Rolex, and basically she's bribing him to still be a part of their daughter's life. And Essie was like, "Girl, so you buying him a Rolex so he'll be a daddy?" Like, and she said, "Well, I promised him the Rolex when we were married." Well, he promised you to be faithful, and he wasn't. I'm not understanding why you still owe him a Rolex, but he didn't give you his fidelity. Like, we need to stop looking at this through a one-sided lens. Like, you don't owe his ass nothing. And that's how Essie feel. Essie was like, "Girl, you don't owe her nothing." Like, I'm not understanding what we doing here. But anyway, it just goes to show that people are still dealing with what they dealing with. You think you over somebody, you think you processing through it, and child, she's still dealing with that man, whatever that looks like for them, child. I'm sorry, I forgot to say this part. While Letitia was meeting with Akeisha, she brings up Tiambra's man. And she starts asking certain questions, and she sort of alludes to Tiambra's man not being all that he's presenting himself to be. And again, I'm with Akeisha on this one. Girl, you don't even know me like that. Why? What you doing? Like, we need to keep this conversation about what we got going on, what's working and what ain't working with our situation. I don't even know you like that. Tiambra, my girl, I know her since high school. I know him since high school. What you trying to say? Like, what are you really trying to say? See, Tisha, that's how people get caught in the middle, and they be like, "I didn't even want to be in the middle of this. I don't even want to have nothing to do with this." But you opening up the door to be in the middle of this by alluding to something that Tiambra might not know. And if that's really Tiambra's friend, she gonna be like, "Girl, you might want to go over there and talk to Letitia, because Letitia seems like she knows she got some shit going on." I don't know, it's getting messy. Now, at first, I was kind of with you, Letitia, because it seemed like you was trying to sidestep it, but now it look like you stepping in it. Okay? Anyway, that's the episode, child. Let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.